Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And I'm going to do something different today, folks. Normally, I do not share hauls as often, just maybe like when the Valerse stuff comes in, but this is a little bit different. This is more of a what happens when your boy gets carried away and sees a couple of good deals and decides, to go buck wild. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't bother to open a lot of these boxes when they came in the mail, and I figured I just open them all up now. So I got like a week or two's worth of stuff that I just kind of, and a combination of stuff that I was able to get um, from a couple of trips to the stores and stuff, right? Well, mostly this is, mail because of deals and stuff. Anywho, yeah, when I wasn't kidding when I said I had a lot of catching up to do with the line, as I only started really collecting seriously for classified series and Valerse like November. It's only March, so yeah, I'm catch up, right? So there's a couple of things that you can probably see the side art for already. That's kind of just out of control, and yeah, well, let's have at it. So one of my viewers asked me, "What am I gonna do with all them rifles? Do you even have enough action figures for them rifles?" Well, young Len, here's the answer to that right here. I definitely got a lot of, personnel to wield these rifles, and I got more coming. Believe me, your boy got carried away. Now the problem is, do I have space for any of this stuff? And the answer is, I'm gonna have to find a way to make it because I'm committed at this point. So I'm gonna start off with a couple of doozies. Personally, I've always liked CoverGirl, and yeah, I was happy to get her. Now I'm sure that there's videos out there talking about QC issues or whatever. I don't know. All I know is that I got caught up in the moment when I saw this. I was like, I need this to complete my collection, and I grabbed it. Right. Next up, couldn't help myself. I had to get, this version of Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, it's just the nostalgia feels just got the better of me, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not? So yeah, got him, Sergeant Slaughter. Uh-oh, there's gonna be some falling down here. All right, let me take care of a couple of things so that's not falling down. Anyways, I did something that I said I wasn't gonna do, and that was go buck wild on like repainted versions of stuff, really. But you know what? I don't know. And I broke the seal and ended up picking up some of them Python patrols. I said, all right, I picked up Tiger Forest. Might as well. So, and it was on the cheap. So I was like, okay, the price was right. Cheaper than, at least slightly below what it was retailing for. So I felt like, okay, I won. I was comfortable paying the price, versus this being, big price and stuff. Next up, another oldie but goodie Python Patrol, the bat. I figured I'd get one Python Patrol bat to go with my one Python Patrol Crimson Guard. Yeah, I just something about the color scheme, kind of like, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, out of control. I was told that this was a pretty good fig. Everybody swears by this fig. I'm not really attached to it because I don't really, I've only vaguely researched the character, comic book related, and I was like, okay, well, she does look like a good fig, and we'll see how she fits in the long scheme of things. Maybe she'll make for good photos when I have her with some of the, third-party weapons that I got going on. You know what I mean? That kind of armory, right? See what kind of pictures she takes. I'm not by no means no photographer or anything, but sometimes, it's just nice to capture, something that you like on film, right? And hopefully, I have the talent enough to convey. Next, I know another bullet, ninja snake eyes, desert ninja snake eyes, because I was like, yeah, he would look good with the rest of the desert force. Plus, I was just feeling bad that Dusty just didn't have any other Joe friends that were desert, so I was like, yeah, might as well get him a desert buddy, you know. G.I. Joe, you guys need to do a desert line or something, we're going to revisit the desert theme soon enough. Speaking of which, my favorite version of Tunnel Rat, the Night Force Tunnel Rat, I think this looks a lot better than the OG. I know he's modeled after Larry Hama, but I really just didn't care much for the character just in general, but since I'm leaning towards being a completionist to a degree, I was like, all right, might as well get the tolerable version that I think looks better, with these colors. A lot more people like the OG colors, but I didn't care much for the character. But him being in all, this darker theme makes it more tolerable for me. Next up, Cobra Eel. Just because it's hard to find these suckers, and I just happened to find one. I was like, okay, might as well get the one rep that I, need for the Cobra Eel. I'm not much for the sea, the sea guys, which is bizarre because I'm an Aquarius. I know it's an air sign, but still, just kind of sounds weird. Yeah, and I went to Target and I saw these at Target, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna troop build because these things look good in black. You know what I mean? Cobra Officer, and it kind of confused me because I was like, wait, Cobra Officers. I could have sworn that they did Cobra Officers in Python Patrol already, right? And sure enough, it turns out they did. Yeah, with these colors, I'm like, oh man, I knew I was confused if there were originally they did two Python Patrol officers and one was actually Python Patrol Cobra Troopers. Yeah, I figured, and these were on sale, so yeah. You know what I mean? I heard they're at Ross. I wish I'd went to Ross and got them for the cheaper ones, for cheaper and troop build those, but yeah. Next up, BBTS deals. Couldn't help myself. This was selling for super cheaps on the BBTS, so I got me 2 extra Night Vipers, right? Night Vipers, Alley Vipers, my most favorite Vipers other than the Night Viper. Next up, another BBTS sale that came like maybe a couple days ago or maybe a week ago. I forget, times kind of thing. They were selling these bad boys for like 20. So I was like, oh, picking up an army worth of these, at least a squad worth. So yeah, to me it was a win. This I like to troop build swarm, so this was the economical. Yeah, I'm going with these, and if they do come up with alternate heads for these things, I'm kind of curious to see what how I could make different kind of figs. Next up, oldie but goodie, Firefly. It was going for less than. It was going for 25. Normally goes for 40 plus. So I was like, oh, couldn't resist, even though I already have the current Firefly. $25 was $25 for something that was normally going for hella more. I decided to pull the trigger and pick this bad boy up. All right, next up. Yeah, I could not help myself because this was also selling for the cheaps. I was like, okay, yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I know that I already pre-ordered the retro one, which is more accurate, but I figured, all right, why not? Since I already got Duke of this, and I'm going to get retro Duke, I might as well have her hang out with OG classified series Duke, you know. So yeah, that's how that goes. And last but not least, the most important one out of this entire thing for me was Action Force Desert Rat. So this was special to me because um, this was in Zolocon. He had, Bobby said that he had like very limited quantities of this, and my, good buddy Chuck, he had done me a solid and was able to get the very last one, as he had what do you call it, early bird pass, and he went straight to the Valerse booth, and when he asked for it, they said, "You're lucky, this is the only one left." Now I was gonna get it to open, but he, my buddy also got um Bobby Valla to actually sign this figure too. So I was like, okay, now it looks like I might not be opening this because, well, it's signed by the man himself, Bobby Valla. I think it's kind of cool. All I need now is for Tony to show up in, the US, or maybe I end up in the UK, or I'm not UK, but Australia or wherever it is, and get a signature on this too. So yeah, I was, while I was a little bummed that, I can't open, I shouldn't open this because of the SIG, I was pretty happy because, signatures, right? Really cool. But yeah, um, I'll have to, pay a premium price to get another one of these, these bad boys to play. But this is different because it's got, signature from the main man who made, these figures himself, Bobby Valla. So yeah, really cool. All right. Yeah, that's all I got for this segment of um, 112 scale military action figures takes the March 6th haul of 2024. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector, and known Accessory 304. And until the next video, folks, ciao.